Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Fluctus Channel. Illegal items, or even people, are smuggled internationally using various means. One method they use is ships. The U.S. military has a technique or two they use for capturing illegal ships in the middle of the ocean. Beginning in 1775, the United States Marine Corps, or USMC, has a long and illustrious history. Marines are referred to as the tip of the spear because they frequently initiate combat first, especially in dangerous or unsettling situations. Within the USMC, a specialist force, known as the Maritime Raid Force, or MRF, is responsible for conducting special operations. VBSS operations, maritime interdiction, and ship-to-ship warfare are among the roles for which the MRF is trained. Marines practice VBSS raids often aboard amphibious assault ships. Marines can practice their abilities in boarding and clearing ships, as well as responding to possible threats by participating in these drills, which mimic real-world circumstances. VBSS operations are practiced throughout the U.S. Navy and the U.S. Coast Guard, or USCG. On occasions, when a vessel such as an Arleigh Burke-class guided missile destroyer needs to conduct VBSS, it has the capability. A rigid-hull inflatable boat, or RHIB, is launched, and a special VBSS team is dispatched to perform the operation. The team has a team leader, boarding officers, boarding team members, security team members, and medical personnel. VBSS operations are usually routine, but Marines may encounter hostility. Therefore, a few factors must be considered. Speed and surprise are critical in obtaining the initiative in these operations. RHIBs can travel at over 40 knots, and the coxswains of the boats approach target vessels from astern and as close to the hull as possible to limit arcs of fire of potential hostile gunmen. While this is happening, the Marines on the RHIB cover potential firing positions on the vessel's deck. Even hostile crews are often dissuaded from tangling with Marines when they witness their disciplined approach. VBSS operations can be hastily planned or deliberate. In both cases, the best way to board a vessel is fast roping, which is faster than using boats. The helicopter, in this case, a CH-53E Super Stallion, hovers above the deck and drops a thick, fast roping line to the deck. The raiding force then slides down the rope. Fast roping also gives Marines the high ground advantage, and the technique make it possible for Marines to be ready to fire when they hit the deck, unlike with rappelling, where harnesses are used. When possible, a second helicopter can provide overwatch, while the raiders seize control of the bridge and engine room of the vessel. Once the vessel is under control, crew members are secured, and the search for contraband can start. Depending on the vessel's size, this operation can take several hours.
These kind of operations pretty much just help the view. It allows us to interdict a potentially hostile vessel coming from an unknown country, and then boarding it, and then basically searching it to confirm or deny if we have any intel sources on it.
U.S. Customs and Border Patrol, or USCBP, are responsible for patrolling any river borders. The 26-foot S.A.F.E, or Secure Around Flotation Equipped boats, are specialist boats used for law enforcement and patrol on rivers and coastal areas. These boats are perfect for crossing narrow channels and cramped locations because of their design, which emphasizes speed, maneuverability, and stability. The 26-foot S.A.F.E boats are primarily used to support CBP's mission to stop illicit activity along the country's rivers and maritime borders, including drug smuggling, human trafficking, and illegal immigration. These boats are outfitted with cutting-edge equipment, such as GPS, radar, and communication systems, which enables agents to react swiftly to threats and apprehend suspicious vessels. In addition, search and rescue missions, maritime interdiction, and environmental preservation employ the 26-foot S.A.F.E boats. To guarantee the safety and security of the country's borders, they are run by skilled CBP officials who collaborate closely with other law enforcement organizations. Drugs like cocaine are smuggled into the U.S. across land borders, but drug cartels also use semi-submersible vehicles. These boat submarine hybrids have a low visible and radar signature, so they are not easy to find. These vessels have the advantage of almost being a submarine, because submarine technology is difficult and expensive to imitate.
It's gonna be hard to get on!
They are usually discovered by the U.S. Coast Guard or USCG, which initiates boarding operations and confiscates the illicit cargo. Crews of these semi-submersibles are paid to get the cargo to the U.S. and are not interested in a physical confrontation, so they give up quickly and offer no resistance. These men are kept on Coast Guard cutters until transferred to prison, awaiting their trials. Their vessel is secured to prevent scuttling and destruction of evidence. It is estimated that most of these vessels reach their final destinations. From San Diego to Puerto Rico, CBP air and marine operations are conducted in the West Coast area to interdict illegal cargo. CBP Air and Marine Operations, or AMO, is essential to maintaining the security of the country's borders. AMO uses various tools in its complex operations to identify and stop illicit activity. Their fleet of boats and ships patrol the coastal seas, while their drones, which include the MQ-9 Reaper and P-3 Orion aircraft, are used for aerial observation. AMO agents also conduct covert activities to get intelligence and penetrate criminal groups. The AMO's operations are crucial in stopping criminal activity from reaching U.S. ports, from arresting drug-laden vessels to locating human smugglers. AMO's distinctive combination of air, sea, and land capabilities makes them an effective force for border protection. Control over illicit materials and weapons smuggling could also include the seizure of airfields from where these items are flown across the U.S. borders. Once the paratroopers reach their drop zone, or DZ, they make their way to their respective assembly areas, where different units, subunits, or squads are responsible for securing different parts of the airfield.
Pick up fire, go!
These types of operations are usually carried out during the darkest part of the morning, allowing the forces on the ground good visibility as the sun rises by the time the operations enter their assault phase. Airport seizure operations can be conducted in various ways, including helicopter assault. After deliberate planning, CH-46 C-Knight helicopters land at pre-designated landing zones and deposit their Marines. Each CH-46 can transport up to 24 Marines, who are dropped off as close as possible to their respective objectives, usually out of range of enemy weapons, such as sniper rifles or RPGs. Speed is of the essence, and real-life scenarios are worked into the exercise to get Marines used to them. In this way, the training is worth more in terms of adding a touch of what the real situation could be like.
We had some role players out here today to give us a little look on what it might be like. They were equipped with IEDs all around the perimeter and also suicide bomber vests.
Engagement zone for 240s.
In this case, an Army unit, the 101st Airborne Division, and other elements undergo a full briefing before boarding UH-60 Black Hawk helicopters.
Also, real quick, just a simple down and dirty. Where's your heart at?
The helicopters' target landing zones, or LZs, are far from the objective and approach them on foot. The reason for this may be that surprise is critical, or there may be weapons at the objective that could pose a threat to the helicopters. Once the different squads and units have regrouped, they start their approach to the objective area. The seizure of an airfield could have a secondary objective, which is to establish a FARP, or Forward Arming and Refueling Point. A Forward Arming and Refueling Point is a temporary facility forward deployed by the United States Marine Corps to supply aircraft and ground troops with fuel, ammunition, and maintenance support. Marines can operate in areas with little infrastructure because FARPs are usually set up in isolated or harsh settings. a group of Marines with various military occupational specialties, or MOS, such as aviation ordnance, fuel specialists, mechanics, and staff FARPs. They are essential to maintaining combat operations because they give field units prompt, effective support. Be it the high seas or rivers, the U.S. military and security agencies have the means to find and deal with any non-military threat. By using U.S. Navy or Coast Guard vessels or simple river patrol boats, contraband crossing into the USA is severely limited. And when airfields have to be seized in the process, the U.S. can accomplish that as well. That's the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure to subscribe to this channel so you don't miss any of our new content. See you next time!